Hello friends, welcome to Programming Concepts. My name is Amit and this is part 11 of ASP.NET Core MVC tutorial. In this video, we will talk about how to provide directory browsing to the end users, how to serve default documents, and what is the use of UseFileServer extension method. This is continuation of part 10 HTTP response headers, so please watch it before proceeding to this one. I shared the link in the description. Let's first talk about how to serve default documents. And .NET Core assume following documents as the default document. First is default.html, second is default.html, third is index.html, and the fourth one is index.html. Another important thing to note that these documents should be present under W3 root folder. So let's take that in action. And this is the project which we are working on. First, let's create all these documents. So right click on W3 root, add new item, search for HTML, add new HTML page, and let's name it default.html. So let's create a div here and give it some styling. So div style, let's say font weight be bold, text align be center, margin top be 100 pixel, and font size be 100 pixel. Let's provide a message in capital default.html. Similarly, creates other three documents as well. Let's copy and paste these documents. So let's copy and paste it 3 times. So let's name it default.html. Second one be index.html. And the third one be index.html. Let's change the message of each one of them so that we can distinguish the pages. For default.html, let's make it default.html. For index.html, let's change it to index.html. For index.html, let's change it to index.html. Let's get back to our startup.cs class and let's delete our old code which we used for caching. For simplicity, let's use static file extension method only. And to tell our middleware to use those default file, we need to add another extension method. And let's add this middleware after app.useStaticFiles. So app.useDefaultFiles. And let's run that program. And you will see default document is not served. And the reason is sequence which we placed our two middlewares, useStaticFiles and useDefaultFiles matter. Because default document is also a static file, so useStaticFile middleware takes the responsibility and doesn't call useDefaultFile middleware. So let's change the sequence and place it above useStaticFiles. And let's run the program once again. And now you will see default.html is served. And if you see the URL, it is also not changed. So our useDefaultFile middleware take care of URL as well. Next, let's see the sequence because all these documents qualify to be served as a default document, right? But it select default.html. But what will happen if we delete or rename this file? So let's rename this file and run the program once again. So you can see now it is serving default.html. Similarly, if we delete default.html, it will serve index.html and at last it will select index.html. We'll tell you why it is selecting in that way in some time. Alright, shortly. First, let's see if we don't want any of these documents to be our default document. Let's say we have home.html as our default document. Then what are the modifications we need to do? So first let's create home.html. So copy and paste, and let's change the name to home.html. And let's change the message accordingly. Now in startup.cs class, if we change the overloaded methods of use default files, one of the method accept default file options, and we will going to use it. So let's create a variable of default file options. So default file options, let's name it options is equal to new default file options. And let's add the name. So options.default file names.add home.html. And let's run this program. And you will see it is still processing index.html. Let's close the browser. And if you go to the definition of default file names, you will see it is a list of string. And Microsoft has already populated this list with 4 different strings. Could you guess what are those strings? So if your guess is default.html, default.html, index.html, and index.htm, then you are absolutely correct. Let's see that. So place a breakpoint and run the program once again. And just mouse over it and you will see the count is 4. And it had all those default documents available. And now if I press F10, it will add home.html as well. Now this list has 5 documents and it will start searching them in a similar sequence. Because we already renamed default document, it will process index.html because it will not find default in our document list. So let's fix it, and we need to clear the list, and we all know how to clear the list, right? So let's do it. So before adding a new member to the list, let's specify options.defaultFileNames.clear and run the program once again. And now you will see the response is as expected. Next, let's talk about if we want to give end user access to browse our directory via browser. For this, Microsoft provide another middleware extension method, useDirectoryBrowser. So let's add that. So app.useDirectoryBrowser, bracket open, bracket close, semicolon. And to use this extension method, we need to add its dependency. Let's add that as well. So services.addDirectoryBrowser. We'll talk about dependencies in our later videos. For now, just think that our middleware is dependent on this service to work. All right. So let's run the program. And now you will see that directory is available to browse via browser itself. So here we use 3 middlewares: use default files, use static files, and use directory browser. So in case you want to implement use default files and use static files, you can use another piece of middleware provided by Microsoft, and that is UseFileServer. So UseFileServer combines the functionality of use static files and use default files, and optionally, focus on word, optionally use directory browser as well. Let's take that in action. So add app.useFileServer. This will take care of use default files and use static files. So let's comment them. And let's set enable directory browsing to true. And this will take care of use directory browser as well. So comment that part as well. Let's run the program and see if it is working as expected. So you can see default page is served. Let's go to the images folder and you can see directory browser option is also available. And last, let's change the URL and append /image1.jpg and hit enter. And you can see static files are also served. Now, just like we have default files options for use default files and static files options for use static files. Similarly, we have file server options. And this file server options have both the classes in it. Let's take that in action. So file server options is equal to new file server options. Let's go to the definition of file server options and you can see this class contains the functionality of static file options, directory browser options, and default file options. Let's use them. So option dot default file options, right? So it has default file options dot default file names dot clear and options dot default file options dot default file names dot add, and let's add home.html. Let's also set the directory browsing. So options dot enable directory browsing is equal to true. And let's pass this option to use file server extension method. And let's run this program. And see if it is working as expected. So you can see the default page is served. Let's go to the images folder and you can see directory browser option is also available. And last, let's change the URL and append /image1.jpg and hit enter. And you can see static image is also served. Alright, so that's it from this tutorial. If you have any queries related to the content of this video, do ask me on comment. Till then, thanks for watching.